Hey, welcome back to the channel. This week we're going to have a look through our entire Donatello collection. In front of you, you can see all of our loose Donny figures, spanning most of the eras of the TMNT. And in this video, I'm going to go through all of these figures, along with some of the carded figures I've got as well, so that hopefully you've got a really good overview of the Donatello stuff we've picked up over the last year and a half. Right, let's get cracking. Okay, let's start left to right. The first figure we're looking at here is this knockoff of the NECA figure. This represents the original comic book Donatello character. Nice detailing. These knockoffs are actually pretty good. When I bought them, I wasn't fully aware of what I was getting, but actually having researched them and looked at the cost of the original ones, this is a really much more sort of cost-effective way of getting these figures, and they're really good quality. I don't have, to my knowledge, any other knockoffs in the collection, but these I really like. Then you've got some of the very old school turtles. These are the action figures from the 80s line into the 90s. This one is actually the mutating Donatello, which I got in a bundle. And over at the back here, this is one of those action ones which you hold down, it pings up, or it used to. This was given to me years and years ago, just as a gift. And then you've got the 2003 versions. This is the main figure, and at the back you've got the slightly altered one. This is actually one of the SWAT versions of the second style of the Donatello figure. And beside him you can see you've got the, can't you see it there? There you go. This is the sort of bike riding Donny from the Extreme Sports versions. And beside him in the background there we've got space hopping Donny, who's also from the 2003 line. Then we've got the 2007 TMNT movie version of Donny. Again, this is just the standard one. Beside him we've got the NECA 1990 movie Donny. This is probably my favourite figure on the shelf. I just think this is so close to the movie. Really good representation there. Then we've got the Playmates larger figures. These are to represent the 80s cartoon, although they were released fairly recently, I think 10-12 years ago, something like that. These are pretty good, don't mind these. Lots of articulation, decent size figure. And behind it we've got Donny as the Undertaker from the sort of Superstars WWE crossovers. And then we're into the sort of 2012 proper. So you've got the main 2012 Donatello and all sorts of variations of him. So we've got just to the left Frank and Don from Tales of the TMNT. You've got Super Ninja Don, also from Tales. At the back, you can see that there's three more figures here. The left hand one is Battle Shell Donatello, so his shell opens up. In the middle you've got the Stealth Tech Donatello with all his gear, and to the right you've got the Mutations Donatello, where you can pull the arms and legs off and whatnot. And these three in the corner are also from the 2012. You've got Mystic Donatello on the left with his giant hammer. You've got one of the ooze chucking whatever Donatello in the corner, and in front of that you've got the Donatello that comes with the scuba gear and the submarine. So they're all from 2012. Then we've got the 2014, the first of the more recent live action films. That's the Donatello from that. And beside him you've got the Out of the Shadows version. I prefer the Out of the Shadows personally. I think the colours are a bit brighter, a bit more detailed, but also feels a bit more like the Donatello. I think this whole 2014 line was a bit too muted really, but anyway. And finally in the corner here we've got two of the much more recent versions, which kind of do sort of show how much these have changed. I mean, these two figures are nothing alike at all. You've got, this is the rise of the TMNT Donatello. So really, really unusual colour green, lots of gadgets and things, and a completely different art style. And the same again, you've got, this is the Mutant Mayhem Donny from the 2023 movie. Yeah, again, completely different colour to anything else on this shelf, and quite pronounced features, a few little extras, all very good, but just goes to show you sort of how it's evolved really. So yeah, you've got quite a lot of variation as you look around from the sort of the earlier figures all the way across to the much more recent ones. Right, so that is the loose bundle. Let's have a look at what we've got that's carded. Right, so now we get on to our carded Donatello figures. And the right place to start, I think, is with these original 1988 versions. These are both reissues from different years, and this is the slightly more recent re-release. I quite like to purchase some of the original ones, but the carded price is just prohibitive, and yeah, I might get some loose ones at some point, but for now we've got these reissue versions, which yeah, I'm pretty happy with. Nice to have those in the collection. Continuing with the reissues, we've got the storage shell version of Donatello, and we've got the Toon Turtles. Again, we've got this one, Donatello, which spins his bandana around. We've got the movie star version. One of the better ones, I think, the Donatello one. A couple of these look a little bit weird in terms of their facial expressions, but Donatello's not too bad. And then we've got one of my favourites in the collection, the Super Don. These just look really cool, I think. Came in like a 4-pack. And then the final sort of old school Donatello figure we've got carded is this Slam Dunkin' Donatello, which again, really cool. Please they re-release these ones. Okay, so that's the sort of old school 80s style figures we've got. We don't have anything from the next mutation. I've got no nostalgia for that at all. So I've moved straight on to the sort of 2003 line. I don't have many of these carded. I've just literally got 4 Donatello figures carded. We've got the Combat Warriors Don, which is quite cool. Sort of spins around and stuff with his spears. We've got the Robo Hunter Don, which comes with quite a few sort of cool accessories. There you go. We've got the classic kind of biker Don. This is one of the easier figures to come across, loose and carded, but quite cool. And finally we've got Fighting Gear Don, which yeah, is slightly different to the main one. You do have some more articulated hands and stuff like that, but not dissimilar to the main one. This one was poorly wrapped when it was sent out to me, so the top got all bent, which is a shame. But yeah, got the 4 Donatello figures carded from the 2003 line, and then we move on to the 2012 figures. So I've got quite a few variants of Donatello in this line. Staggering how many versions of this they went to the trouble of creating. So we start off with the original one, which is here. Great figure. Then we've got the Battle Shell variant with this shell which obviously opens up. Then we've got Stealth Tech Donatello. All these various gadgets on that. We have the Mutagen Ooze Scoop and Donny, which is pretty cool. We have Donny the Wizard, again another one of my favourites from the live action roleplay versions. I've included this just because obviously you do have a Donatello on here. This is the Ninjas in Training, so obviously you get 2 in each pack, and yeah, we're worried about Donatello today, so there he is. Comes bundled in with Leonardo. We also have released during this time the comic book version of Donatello. I think it's the first one we've seen today with the red bandana, the original red bandana. We've got the repaint of Donatello from 2012 with the purple detailing and the eyeballs and that. Dimension X Donatello. Mystic Donatello. Tongue popping Donny. There's tongue that pops in and out on a little roll at the back. We've got the Monsters and Mutants Frank and Don carded. And we've got Samurai Donny. Obviously the last 2 are from the Tales of the TMNT, sort of later releases. Pretty cool. So after 2012, we've also got the 2 live action films. So we've got Donatello from the 2014 film here, and from the Out of the Shadows sort of sequel, which is cut 3 years later. Again, both nicely carded. Moving on to Rise of the TMNT. We've got 2 versions of Donatello from that show as well. I think that was around 2018. So we've got the regular Donatello here, and we've also got the Battle Shell version over this side as well. This is a carded Playmates larger figure. This is again based on the 1988 cartoon, so you'd have seen him loose on the shelf as well. And then we've got the Mutant Mayhem and more recent Tales of the Teenage Mutant Turtles figures. So we've got the Ninja Shouts Donatello. He's the one that makes a load of like that. So that's that one. We've got this is the Mutations Mix and Match Donny from Tales of the TMNT, the sort of TV spin-off from Mutant Mayhem. Again, we've got the well, Turtle Tots they're called on this one. So you've got 2 together, and it's Leo and Donny again. So Donatello here, and we've got Donny as Spock, dressed up, and we've got a regular Donatello figure as well. Actually, that makes me realise that I did miss off. I've got this fella stood loose. Hang on. There you go. So he could have gone on my shelf, couldn't he? He was in with some other characters. So we have got a loose Donatello with his bow staff. Okay. So this is the black and white comic book series Donatello that we picked up fairly recently from the 40th anniversary. Also got this Playmates 1990 movie Donatello as well, which is on the card. I'm not as keen on these as I am with the NECA ones, but they're still pretty good. You certainly get a little bit more detail on these than you do on the smaller ones. So yeah, we've got the Ninja Superstars Donatello boxed and complete as well. This is the same as the one that was in the loose shelf. We mustn't forget our original sketch Donatello, again from the 40-year anniversary. Still looking to try and find these in black and white if we can do, but for now we have got the full colour version. We have a couple of 3 Mutant Mayhem sets. This is one of the Making of a Ninja ones, which comes with 3 versions of Donatello. You've got the obviously little baby turtle before he gets mutated, you've got the Tots version, and you've got the main character. These are glow-in-the-dark ones. You've got the Donatello and Bebop battle pack. So these are similar to the main figures, but you get a little bit of battle damage, extra paintwork on them and that. They do also come with some sort of little display backgrounds, which are quite cool. So that's that one. This is the various ones you can get. I also picked up the SDCC figures, all 4 of them, and this is the Donatello one. These were released a little bit later than the original figures. You get these quite cool display boxes. And again, if you look, you can see you've got a little bit more detail. They've added extra paint and just made them look a little bit more gritty. There you go, that's him with the plastic removed from front. So yeah, these are just a little bit more detailed. It's quite nice. We've got 2 of these NECA twin packs with Donatello as well. So the first of them is Donatello along with Krang. And the second one, which was released I think a little later, was Donatello bundled in with Leonardo. They're slightly different paint styles from what I can tell. I think the first one was from the cartoon. I think this was more from the promotional stuff. So the letters are slightly different colours and skin toned a bit different, that sort of thing. And I will include this. It's quite clearly not an authentic turtle figure. This is one that I bought when I was on holiday last year. Just stumbled across it randomly and thought I've got to grab it and bring it back. So yeah, this is definitely intended to be Donatello. This is one of the brave and fearless warriors. So total knockoff, but we will include him in the video. There we go. So we'll finish this video by opening up the latest addition to our TMNT Donatello collection. So we purchased this from the whole shebang, a UK company. As you can see, they do all sorts of different toys and figures. Let's get me a knife. Okay. And it is the Pizza Club release of Donatello. I love the fact that you've got the cartoon shot on the front. You've got the old quote here, Donatello does machines. Purple box. Yeah. It's got everyone here, look. Really good. I think the front opens if memory serves. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a Donatello figure to put on our shelf to complete our 4 turtles. This is the reason I hadn't opened one of the previous NECA Donatellos from the 2 packs. I knew this was coming out, and I sort of decided I was going to use this one on display. I like the fact it's got his bow staff, you can see it in the background here, but it's basically looks as though it's spinning. I think that's quite a cool feature. So yeah, we'll get him out and have a look at that. Fantastic. And here he is on the shelf with all the other figures. Right, we'll call that a wrap for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, consider giving us a little like, and if you want to see more videos similar to this as we build our TMNT collection, consider subscribing to the channel. Hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.